No, well, an alarm just went off on the iPad and stopped the recording, so I had to start again. Now, what I was going to say is they're making the people uglier and uglier and uglier on purpose to try to warn people, like innocent minds and stuff like that are learning. They're like, these people are not desirable. Yeah, people are being made ugly because there's something wrong with them. They're not learning. They're not improving. I mean, I can understand in the simulation sense of this reality, where it's like you age at a certain rate. You can either age and become, maintain some of your desirability or whatever. Like you'll see guys that are like 70 or 80 years old and they still have a handsome look on their face and stuff like that. Or you'll see women, like there was one actress, I can't remember what her name was, but I think she's like 50 years old and she still looks like 30. Yeah? That's like saying that there's people in this world that don't appreciate what they have in life, and they're not thinking about what's going on. Everything around you in your life is like hints and clues from God. The majority of humanity are fallen, irredeemable filth, and you cannot reason with them. You cannot teach them. They have an animalistic mind. They have no moral compass. They won't listen. They won't learn. They'll just sit there and try to dominate. It's like telling you, it's like, why are they doing that? It's like, because the gods are telling you that these people are less than animals. They're like androids. They're like robots. They're extremely fucking retarded. Like they're mentally handicapped. They're mentally deranged. They're mentally handicapped. They're mentally ill. They're not well. There's something seriously wrong with the way that they think and the way that they approach life. And so that's they're trying to teach me lately is like even though it's exceedingly fucking irritating when they constantly swarm around like parasites. It's extremely fucking irritating. And like I said, it's part of them trying in a way that they have a false sense of control, and which is like, that's what happens in this reality. You have a false sense of control in reality. You're being guided, with thoughts and emotions and sensations, with a very deceitful sense of control in reality. Like you really could be squashed like a bug in the blink of a fucking eye. Mentally and physically. But they're basically trying to teach you that these people are fallen garbage. They will not learn. They will not listen. They cannot be reasoned with. They don't care. Most of them, apparently, from what I'm being told, they start growing up. Like most, if you've noticed that most babies, most of them, are adorable when they're born, and then as they approach kindergarten and stuff like that, they start changing. Some become more desirable, others become fucking ugly. And it's because their souls, their minds, start taking different approaches to life and stuff like that. Like manipulative, like like the terrible twos and stuff. Like when the son that I had was born, he would never go through a phase of like terrible twos, like ever. He just seemed like an awesome child. But yet my brother's children, firstborn son, was like a very rude, domineering person, and he grew up to be exceedingly ugly. And just retarded based on what I've been taught and told. But it's like, you're being guided in life, and the choices you make in life, and the appreciation you have, and the more if you at least try to learn in some way, try to think and learn and make progress, they'll help you in different ways. Like in my case, sometimes I seem to regenerate or heal. Other times I don't. It's like, why is that happening? I have no idea. It told me a million different reasons at different times. Like the main story of my life was that if you're a genuine good person on this world, you're being used like a spiritual energy transformer, where you're taking the essence of a moral people and you're stripping off their desirability from them and converting it into a more positive force for existence. That's what a lot of celebrities and stuff like that do in America. They're being used like spiritual energy transformers. Maybe not knowing they are willingly, but they're being used as like spiritual energy transformers to make existence better. Yeah, and they're also giving you like hints and clues as you go about your life in the shows they create, the movies they make, the stories they write. Yeah, like there's some stories from like England and stuff like that, and when you look at them, they're perverted and demented. Yeah, and I'm talking childhood stories and stuff, like children's stories, demented, perverted crap. Yeah, but yet America, as far as I can tell, most of what America seems to be creating these days, from what I've seen, seems to try and imagine and move in a positive direction. Yeah, but yeah, so it's like what I was being taught is that there's a strong possibility apparently that a lot of the talent you see in America, like America seemed to be like the most talented country on the planet, and they're being used in a story to try and make existence better. Which means they're literally being treated like gifts from God. If you don't listen and learn and try to improve and stuff like that, you'll be stripped of your happiness. You'll be stripped of your desire to exist, and you'll just be a talentless, deranged moron like the rest of humanity. At least that's what I'm being taught. It's like, the Canadians, for whatever reason, they won't give up their brute force, animalistic, caveman approach to life and moving forward. They're obsessed with trying to dominate in any way they can. Like they want to feel as if their self-esteem or something is shot from being the most talentless losers on the planet. As if their self-esteem and everything is completely shot, and deep down they feel like pathetic losers. And so they take that animalistic approach of like, well, if I puff out my chest and stick my nose in the air and talk assertive and confident, maybe you'll just believe that I'm dominant and you'll take a submissive role to me again. That's the way these people are. They're fucked in the fucking head. They're like animals. They literally target children, desirable children that don't get uglier like the majority of children do in this country. Children that don't get uglier and more perverted and demented, they'll target them and do everything they can to corrupt and ruin them. Because they want inequality. They want to feel like they're on the same level as everyone else. They want to get off that cock chair at the dead bottom of existence. So they're trying to push that equality crap upon humanity, which is just like, do you really want to embrace equality with what the majority of humanity is like? Like the majority of humanity are immoral, greedy, retarded, inconsiderate, deceitful, manipulative, perverts, wackos, retards. And they try to tell you that what people do in the privacy of their own home or in their relationships is their own business. Mind your own business. It's like, no, if you're a fucking perverted, demented scumbag, you need to be exposed and people need to fucking get away from you. That's some of the stuff I've been being taught today. But anyway, we'll talk to you later.